Hey, poker people. This is Sky with Smart Poker Study. Welcome to a behind the scenes video for my 5-minute poker coaching series. This video, or just a little bit ago, I released a video for Wicked MFer, one of my listeners. And in that video, I helped him plug the leak of double barreling and then calling your opponent's river value bet. Well, this video was behind the scenes, so what I did was I did this on Twitch, streamed it there, and I showed everybody how I go through a database to find where their potential leaks are, and then I show you how I decide on which leak to tackle. Then I also whipped out that Word document that I show in every one of the videos. I showed you how I edited it and filled out the Word document with all the information that I wanted to teach. And then I also show you at the end of the video how I select a couple hands, because in these videos I always like to review some hands to show you the various strategies or the leaks or how you can overcome them, right? So I show you all that in this video to behind the scenes, and I'm putting it on YouTube so that you get an idea of how you can possibly go through your own database and potentially look for various leaks to find and plug. All right, let's get to it. Hello. Alrighty, it looks like we are streaming. There's a 2-minute delay. Didn't change it from when I was playing. But basically what this is a 5-minute poker coaching video, a behind the scenes video. So I have Wicked MFer here, gave me their database for the 5-minute coaching series on YouTube. And then so this is my first look at their database, 16,000 hands, and I'm going to see if I can't find a leak to tackle, to help them tackle, you know. So let's see here. This is the worksheet that I've been using the whole time. Like I said, this is behind the scenes. I'm working on video 11 for Wicked MFer. Let me double check that. Wicked MFer. Wait a second. Let's see here. Whoops. Okay, let's shrink this a little bit here. Okay, so Wicked MFer got their database here. Now, Wicked MFer, one thing that they told me was that their 5NL play, which as you can see, we have 10NL, and then there's some 5NL mixed in here. Their 5NL play is more, I guess, emblematic of their current style of play. So maybe I should tackle their 5NL to really find where their current leaks are. Maybe they went from 10NL and dropped down to 5NL. Although February 5th at 5NL, let's see, where are those 10NL hands? Well, they're all over the place. Oh, no, maybe he did. Maybe he went from 10NL back in 2018, and then now he's playing 5NL. So he's working on his game. He dropped down in stakes. Maybe for bankroll considerations, I don't know what it is. So we'll take a look at his 5NL game right now. There we go. So 5NL is only 6,500 hands. That's not bad. That's definitely enough to at least tackle and to think about their potential leaks right here. So let's see here. Wicked MFer. I think I spelled it right. Wicked MFer. Good. So 6,500 hands here. Positive. That's good. It is a small sample, but at least he's positive. Things are going well. Small blind, big blind. As far as win rates go, nothing is super apparent that's wrong. He is losing in the MP. Any post-flop, any non-blind position should be positive. But this could be something to deal with just a few big losing hands. Why are you just calling a 3-bet with pocket kings? You don't want him to fold, I guess, so you keep in all of his queens, jacks, his pocket deuces, his aces, his random kings and queens. I guess that's fine. Queen 5-7, but man, against a loose aggressive guy like this, I don't know. I'm just often four betting with the pocket kings. I want value out of the guy because if he has jacks or tens or even queens right here, he's willing to call, right? $2. I like the raise. Good. Now you're telling him, hey, buddy, I have a really good hand. Darn, the heart hit. And you still see bet at it. Or barrel at it, I guess. Ooh, that one's no good. And he had pocket aces. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So either way, I mean, he didn't exactly double up again. Oh, he pretty close to doubled up. So I guess you save some money by playing that passively. But man, somebody who 3-bets 12% of the time, I'm often just getting it in pre-flop, man, because he could be doing that with pocket jacks, ace, king, pocket queens, pocket tens, even, for sure. So, so maybe you had just a few unlucky hands flopping 2-pair. Queen jack. I do not like the fact that you're calling. He has a 3-bet of 13%. This is a fold or a re-raise spot. You're out of position, so you're going to the flop out of position against a frequent 3-better. You're better off 4-betting here to bluff or just folding and losing your 17 cents. That's what I'm doing in this spot. But let's see what happens. Flop 2-pair. Okay, things are looking good. He checks behind, so you got to figure maybe he 3-bet with an under pair, ace king. You make a delayed bet there on the turn. That's good. 2-pair hand, nothing to be scared of. Just shove right there. He bets 60% of the time. It is a paired board. There's no flush, no straight completed. I think I'm calling this one too. I think I am, and I'm just kind of putting him on possibly pocket aces or pocket kings that slow played. I guess he could have just now turned a set or a full house on the river. Yeah, I don't know. And oh wow, slow played pocket queen. So the 3-bet makes sense right here, but the way he played it on the flop, he got maximum value out of you. He got lucky that you had a 2-pair hand. If you just had a king jack, you wouldn't have given him this much value. So although I do see some mistakes, some of those I've addressed in prior videos, like open raising and then calling too wide, not necessarily something I want to address again. When did I address that? What video was that? Open and then calling 3. Oh, that was the very first video with X Junkie. That's right. The first video in the 5-minute coaching series covered that. So Wicked MF, or if you're watching this right now, definitely watch that first video because that might be an issue of yours. Actually, we can actually filter for that real quick. Raise first in, call a 3-bet. Oh, maybe it's not an issue. Just that one hand, the king jack. And maybe it's a problem in the MP. Maybe you don't like giving up the MP. Pocket 9's kind of iffy on the call. King queen is iffy. Queen jack is iffy. Queen jack again. You've been losing with those hands. Queen jack. Oh, there's a winner. Okay, so some of the hands are working out for you. Overall, you're winning right now calling 3-bet. So you're fine there. You don't need to watch the video. If it turns into a problem, definitely watch video number 1. So let's see what other kind of stats we might figure out where he is leaking here. Man, that's fine. I mean, I don't like that percentage, but whatever. Everything else is really small, so I'm good with that. Raising limpers, I love it. 3-bet. It is on the nitty side, so maybe you could stand a 3-bet a little bit more, especially out of the blinds. So that could be something to look into, but it's kind of hard to say because look at his win rate right here. If you folded every big blind, be -100. -7.66 is a really good win rate. I can't say that he should be 3-betting more because his win rates are good. He's doing better than folding all of these hands. So I can't say that he has to 3-bet more. So I can't say this is a leak. Now, if his 3-bet was like 12 or 13% and he was losing money when 3-betting, different story. I could tackle that as a leak, 3-betting from the blinds. Call the pre-flop 2-bet. I don't like 14% calling out of the small blind. Interesting. This could be a leak to tackle. -309. If he had folded all of these 102 hands at 5NL, he'd be down $2. Yeah, $2. Just 50 big. His win rate would be -50. He'd be down $2 right now if he had folded all of these 2 cents, all of these hands, right? Not saying that he should, but the fact that he called right here, if he would have folded, he would have lost 2 cents times 100 hands is $2, but he's actually down $16. So this might be a leak I'll want to tackle. Some of these hands make sense calling. Ace 10 offsuit, King 10 suited. Let's actually sort this by whole cards. It depends. Ace King is fine calling. Normally you would 3-bet, depending on the villain. 29-14. He's only got 7 hands. Hard to tell, but I would normally 3-bet this one right here. Instead of putting myself out of position versus potentially 2 players, I'm going to 3-bet. If he folds, he calls. I might be out of position, but I'm up against 1 other player. Oh, well, that's good. Ooh. Good flop. Why aren't you raising right here? Why are you slow playing? Maybe that's an issue. Maybe slow playing good hands. Checking a min raise. And then a fold. Okay. Well, I mean, you didn't put him on much, so maybe that's why you just check called there. Let him, I guess, hang himself, you know, with that there. A lot of your calling hands are good aces, good kings, and king 7 suited, but maybe you had a good reason to call. Oh, heads up game. Yeah. There's dynamics in heads up games that make it really hard to say that you should or shouldn't make a play. Okay, good. Queen Jack, Queen 10s, Queen 9. I'm not a fan of that. Why are you calling here? I understand the check. Oh, definitely a check fold's fine. But why are you calling with 1 player yet to act with just a queen and a 9? So calling out of the small blind might be. Why are you calling with Jack 9? It is just a min raise, but you have villain 143 who's a loose aggressive, likes to 3-bet. And actually, this is a good squeezing opportunity for him. Let's see what the HUD stats pop up. Sometimes they take a while. That's okay. We won't wait. He 3-bets. I would not make this call right here. Even though you're up against a loose aggressive, if you hit a miracle, he's going to spew against you. You're just asking this guy to 3-bet squeeze over you. He's a tight aggressive, semi-loose aggressive. 3-bets at 7%. I'm not doing it there. No, only C-bets at 48% though. 10s. Why are you calling all these 10s? 1, 2, 3, 4 times calling. Now remember, this is only 6,000 hands that we're looking at. But out of the small blind 3-betting, are you 3-betting any 10s? So you're 3-betting a lot of jacks, 3-betting 1 10, and you called 4 or 5 times with the 10s? Yeah. Depending on their player, 10s should often be a 3-betting hand. Not always, but depending on who the open raiser is. Well, let's go back to call preflop 2-bet in the small. We saw those 10s, 9, 8, 8. So you're calling with a lot of pocket pairs, suited connectors, speculative kind of hands. I can understand this, but I think you are calling too often here. So that could be a leak I'll want to tackle. Because in the small blind, you really do need to limit your calls to in order to avoid the big blind calling as well. So now you have more players, you're out of position against more players, or to avoid that big blind 3-bet squeezing opportunity. Oh, did you do any calls? Oh, so lots of calls, a few call, and then call again. So let's take a look at these hands. Yeah, this is tough. It's heads up. It's understandable. Wow. Well, he's a tight aggressive player. He 3-bets a lot, but man, I'm not calling here. I mean, you got to figure it's possible he's doing this with a queen jack or a king 10. It's possible, but most likely, like his range is definitely ahead of your king jack suited. Flop that pair, check call, 1 street. You're not going to give up just yet. You turn the gut shot, and then now you give up. Yeah, you would have been better off definitely raising in the first place. This is a much better raising hand. He just comes in for a min raise, right? You should steal this pot quite often against him. By calling, you gave him a great opportunity to steal or to push you around. So I understand calling. You got $6, $5. So you got full stacks all around. You're just set mining. Oh, man. So in order to set mine here, you need to call 48 cents. That means you need 25% equity. Set mining only, or hitting a set only happens like 11% of the time, 1 out of 9. You're not getting the equity, or you don't have the equity to call here. So I would not call. And I bet you just check fold. Yeah, cool. But so calling and then calling again. So I might tackle calling out of the small blind as his leak here. Let's see what else we got. So restrict that small blind calling range is basically what I would coach in the 5-minute video. 3-bet steal, 5%, C-bet 71, C-bet turn. You're a little bit turn honest. I think I've talked about that in another video already. Failing to, I'm just looking at my list of videos I've already being a turn honest player. Yeah, I talked about that in video number 3 with Jin Bear. So yeah, you're definitely a turn honest player. You see bet a lot on the flop, not as much on the turn. People can stick around on the flop and take advantage of your turn. So watch that video number 3 here. What's up, Procly? How's it going? Good to see you. Would it make sense? I mean, it's here, it's down again. That's fine. Fold to flop C-bet is only 40%. Fold to turn C-bet 46. Oh, wow, you don't like to fold that often. Did I miss? Oh, fold to river 33%. Oh, that's only, it's a very small sample. Probably like 3 out of 9. 0 out of 1. 1 out of 3, so that's 1 out of 4 total. So 3 out of 6 is what it is. Yeah, so yeah, it's a very small sample size. But let's take a look here. You don't like to fold to turn C-bets, nor do you like to fold to flop C-bet. So let's filter for that. Oh, no, we got to filter for calling on the flop. Oh, hey, look at that. So you don't like to fold, but when you've been making the calls, you're profitable right here. $1.33 up at 5 NL. That's 26 big blinds per 100 hands. You're doing fine when you're calling flops. Let's check out calling turn C-bets. Once again, 22 hands, and you're doing really good when you're calling that turn C-bet. So your stats make it look like you might have an issue there, but you're doing just fine, seriously. So don't worry about that. Keep doing what you're doing against C-bets. You're good. In the short term, it's only been 6,000 hands. So beyond that, though. Donking. Okay. Oh, do I have a donk? I don't know if I've ever saved a donk quick filter. No, I haven't. Hey, you're profitable when donking, so no worries. It's at 20%, which is a signal that you're, or a sign that you are a donk bluffer. But it's working out for you. You're finding good guys to tackle with it. So keep it up. You're doing good. AF, which is the video that I released today. The video was about T-Cat's pajamas having an aggression factor just too low on every street. But you're doing good here. 1.8 to 4.6 is your average winners, and you're at a 2% total, or a 2 total. Yeah, these percentages all look fine right here. Cool. Bet river, call river efficiency 1 point. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think, things are looking pretty good. So I'm going to have to run some, unless I just want to tackle the small blind calling, which I might do that. But let's see if we can't find some potential leaks that we can look at. River just with the opportunity, but what is it like when he actually bets? And I think I talked about this in a prior, yeah, I did in a prior. Yeah, I think I kind of called it betting and calling in B. Spencer's video number 9 in the series. Okay, so I won't hit that, although it looks like it might be an opportunity for you, Wicked MFer. Where am I at? Oh, yeah, up here. Blind play. Already looked at that. I mean, I might tackle that one. Check raising flop with less than 2 pair. Only 2 hands. He's profitable, yeah. Some people do that a ton, and so you can find heavy losses there. What is a c-bet? Profitability. Profitable c-betting the flop. Profitable c-betting the turn. C-bet river, my guess is profitable once again. Most people who are profitable in general, they're profitable when c-betting each street. Profitable again? All right. Delayed c-bet opportunity. Oh, okay. Double barrel c-bet and then called on the river. Now this is, oh, look at that. Holy cow. Only 5 hands, and he's lost 4 buy-ins over 5 hands. Wow. So this might be a good leak to tackle right here. So you can imagine double barrel c-betting, right? You c-bet the flop, you c-bet the turn, you have a good strong hand. What does he have here? Just a second pair in this hand. Top pair, decent kicker. Pocket queens and under pair. Trip jacks, okay, but he lost all of those. And ace king, top pair, top kicker. Okay, so you can see he's flopping some strong hands. He's double barreling, and then most likely his opponent is just leading out. This is a bet and the call on the river. Check call, so he's out of position. Check call and a call. Both of them ended up losing. Wait, 5 hands. Oh, wow, that's interesting. So all of these hands where he double barreled and then called a river bet, whether it was in position or out, all 5 he's losing in those 5. So this is the leak. I think this is the leak I want to tackle right here. So that's just at 5 NL. Let's see if there's a difference between his with the 10 NL. Oh, I could go 10 NL 6 max. Here we go. 10 NL 6 max is also 5 hands, or no, oops, 5 NL. Where's 10 NL? There we go. 8 hands now. Okay, out of the 8, he won 1, 2. So he only won 25%. So let's go like this. Let's look at all of them. All stakes. Double barreling and then calling on the river. 13 hands total. He won 1, 2. Wow, he only won 2 hands. Wow. So 2 out of 13 is what? 7, I don't know, 16%? 15%. Okay, so he only won 15% of hands when he's double barreling and then calling of the river. This is a definite leak, and look how much he's lost. Negative 4,800 big blinds per 100 hands. That's 48 big blinds on average each time, down $42. This is a leak. Now, the interesting thing about this leak is you're double barreling and then calling the bet, right? What if we flip the script here? You called the double barrel and then bet on the river. Now, the reason why I ask that is because in this situation, your opponent called 2 streets and they bet the river. Oftentimes when they bet the river, it might be a desperate bluff, but it's oftentimes because they hit something on the flop or they hit their draw on the river and they don't want to miss out on value against you. So that's what a lot of these could be. When somebody calls you twice and then bets, it's because they have a good hand. So let's look at wicked MFers calling the turn c-bet and then betting the river. Let's see what their stat is there. And actually, I have that as a, I think I have it as a, is it under C? Call turn c-bet? Cool, I overlooked it before. So call turn c-bet, bet river. Nice. So 15 hands. So look, he's positive now. Let's see, 15 hands total. How many did he lose? 1, down there, the king, jack. 2, 3. So 3 out of 15, 1 out of 5, 20% of the time he lost here. So this is pretty indicative. Wicked MF or yourself, you call the turn c-bet and you fire the river when you have a good hand, when you're going for value. Your opponents do that exact same thing. So this is a super good leak to tackle, actually. I lose money when I double barrel. Actually, let me be a little bit. Double barrel C-bet and then call the river bet. Perfect. Do I want to say anything additional about it? If you've watched any of my 5-minute poker coaching videos, I use this spreadsheet as I go. I don't think I want to say anything else about it. Oh, yeah, actually, let's say this. Players call 2 streets, then bet river so they don't miss out on value. What did I notice to bring me this? Just ran a filter. Ran a filter for he lost. I can't remember how many he lost. He only won 2 out of 13, so he lost 11 out of 13 hands. Perfect. So that's what I'll discuss in the video. Noticed, so that's what I noticed. So filter for double barrel turn, call river. Look at losing versus winning hands. Also filter for call, turn, c-bet, bet river. Are you winning here? Players call 2 streets, then bet the river so they don't miss out on value. That's indicative of that. So sticky note. I don't want to say that. Answer the question. So this is my sticky note. This is what you have to do. So for Wicked MF, or as he's playing, when he makes that double barrel, it's pretty infrequent that this happens, right? Only 15 times out of 6,000 hands that he called and then bet, and then only 13 times out of 6,000 hands that he was the double barreler and then face to bet. But this is still just overall good practice. You know, I can change this. There we go. When facing a river bet, answer the question. What does my opponent do this with? So in this particular instance, you know, what does my opponent call the flop and the turn with and then bet the river? But it could be anything, like if you face a check raise on the river, you know, after he check called flop and turn, what does my opponent check call flop and turn with and then check raise the river? Basically is what it is. So what does my opponent do this with? Purposeful play. What kind of how can I tell Wicked MFer to practice this? Over the next 5 sessions, ask yourself this question before every what's going on here? There we go. Your goal is to, what kind of goal? What kind of goal can they have here? I want to give them I want to give Wicked MF a quantitative goal he can hit. Okay. Your goal is to, I don't know about this. I might change this before I make the video and respond accordingly. If they have lots of bluffs, re-bluff them. If they only bet for value, fold worse or raise better. That's good. I'm not really happy with that. I'm gonna have to noodle on it before I actually record the video. Use the board and their pre-flop range to determine their likely hand strength. Tag each. Cool beans. Oh, someone said hello. Tom Matthews, hey there, what's going on, buddy? Study your tagged hands. What was the video that I did hand reading? Post flop hand reading. Darn, I can't remember which video it was. Come on. Just go into my 5-minute poker coaching playlist. Cool, so it was this video right here. This was the one where I did a full-on hand reading, so it was a longer video than normal, 10 minutes. What's a 5x river raise mean? I think this is number... It was video number 9. Alright, so I can reference that when I actually make this video. Take notes on mistakes so you don't repeat them. That is always good advice. Base bet tag. Do full hand to from your raise video number. What's the take notes on mistakes? Okay, so Let's see, for Wicked MF, or when I record the video, the opportunity or the leak is I lose money when I double barrel c-bet and then call the river bet. The reason why is because players call 2 streets, then bet the river so they don't miss out on value. Either slow, played a good hand, or hit the river. Now, how did I notice this? I ran a filter for double barrel c-bet, called river. He lost 11 out of 13 hands with it. This is what people should filter for. Double barrel, call river. Look at your losing versus winning hands. He lost 11 out of 13. Look for yourself. Call, turn, c-bet, and then bet river. Are you winning here? That's an interesting thing, because what we found here, this may confirm that turn, c-bet, caller, river betting, turn, c-bet, call, and river bet equals strong hand. So that's what you can often do when it comes to various filters and stuff. If you find a leak for yourself, look at what your opponents are doing. You know, so you see that, oh my gosh, I'm losing money in this spot because they always have a good hand. Filter for that, for you doing their actions. And then you might find that you also have a good hand every time you do it. So this is indicative at 5NL and 10NL. If somebody calls your double barrel and then bets on the river, you should more often than not fold. Now, this is a small sample. It's only 16,000 hands. 16,000 hands, but still, it's pretty indicative that double barrel calling, river betting equals strength. So, yeah. Let's go back to this so I can talk about that. This may confirm that turn, c-bet, call, and river bet equals strong hand. Sticky note, when facing a river bet, answer this question: what does my opponent do this with? It could be any bet, seriously. Turn bet, flop bet, pre-flop bet. It doesn't matter. This is a great question to ask. And it gets you just thinking about your opponent's range. And then when you do it pre-flop, you think about their pre-flop range. But when you do it post-flop, you're forced to think about their range and how it potentially was pre-flop and then narrowed through the streets. So this is a really good question to always ask yourself when you face a bet. Any street, any situation. Or ask yourself this question: every post-flop bet, same one, what does my opponent do this with? This is going to get you thinking about your opponent's range and what hand strengths they make their plays with. I think so. Your goal is to put your opponent on a range with every bet they make and respond accordingly. If they have a lot of bluffs, rebluff them. If they only bet for value, fold worse or raise better. Use the board and their pre-flop range to determine their likely hand strength. Totally. Tag each confusing, difficult, interesting hand with a face bet tag for your post-session reviews. Study tagged hands, face bet tag. So let's do something right now. So, why did it reset down here? Face bet is there. Good. Oh, let's go back to that one. Double barrel, c-bet, call river. Okay, perfect. So what I always like to do in these 5-minute videos is I like to find at least 2 hands to review that make it pretty evident your opponent wouldn't be doing this with anything worse, right? So let's just start with the pocket tens. A 3-bet, love it, and a call. Okay, what is let's see what his stats are. He's a 10-10 tight aggressive, only 11 hands. You don't know much about him. You bet $1, that's fine as a c-bet. And he just calls. The 6 comes, I mean, if he called your 3-bet with a 4-5, so be it. But he might have called with those pocket pairs, 3s, jacks, and 7s. The 6, I doubt it. But you c-bet a little bit less than half pot. And he raises you here. So what raises you? Like, what is he raising me with here? He's raising with sets. He's raising with a jack. I guess he could raise with a pair plus a flush draw, which I'm currently ahead of. But really, most things have me beat here. I think so. 7-6, 2 pair. And sets, of course, like I said. Ace jack could raise here finally. Instead of raising on the flop, raise the turn. Totally. So I think you're dead in this spot. He's got $4 behind. That's 40 big blinds. You check and he shoves. I've got to fold here. Like, you think about it. Sure, his check raise could have been a bluff on the turn. Was it a check raise? No, he's in position. Wait a second. Yeah, the button just is in a weird spot. He is on the button here. So he's raising in position. Yeah, I really don't think. I think he's only doing with his full houses. I mean, you don't know anything about the player, right? You can only beat a bluff here. He's not doing this with a 3, is he? He's not doing it with a 7. Well, a 7 is trips. He beat you with that. He's not doing it with a random 6. He's not doing it with a pair of 8s, right? You basically only beat a bluff in this instance. All those hands I just mentioned are bluffs. You don't know enough about this player to know that he bluffs a lot. You've only played 11 hands. He's a 10 for 10, which means 1 out of the 11 hands he's played, he came in and VIP-pipped, right? He's looking like a nitty player. I'm folding this all day long. I just see that I'm beat easily. Wow. Oh, so interesting. Your turn raise was good. Turn raise. Turn bet call was good. But like, let's say you think he could be bluffing here. If he does have an ace-7 and you think he's bluffing, why are you just calling? Why not shove and put him to the test? And if he can call with an ace-7, ace-6, ace-3, a couple of hearts, you're making value on him right here. So this is a hand that I can definitely discuss. Tag, face bet. Okay. Let's see a different position. Oh, 4 to the straight. All you have is a set. And 4 to the flush also. This is probably a hand we could get away from on the river. Let's see. 3-bet, love it. And just a call. Okay. Pocket kings. He called your 3-bet. So he does have things like pocket queens, jacks, 10s, 9s in his range. He has ace king, ace queen as well. So there are some stuff you could potentially get value out of. I understand the c-bet. I'm good with it. He calls. Now you flop trips. Not flop. Turn trips. That's looking good. But the board just got wetter. 3 to the flush. 3 to the straight. Oh, wow. And you increase your betting here. Well, you're 28-3 in this. Wow. Loose aggressive. He should read you for a really strong hand here if he's paying attention to the way you're playing this session. 488, 581 behind. Okay. Man, I understand why you checked. You didn't hit that full house. Another flush card, another straight card comes. You have to be right 23% of the time, looking at the math there, to call 488 to win the total pot of 1635. Is he shoving without a flush? Is 2 pair, ace queen, shoving here on the river? Look at his bet river is at 14%, which is 1 out of 7. This guy's pretty honest when it comes to, he c-bet 71%, so it's high on the flop. Lower on the turn, so he's a bit turn honest. On the river, he's totally river honest. This guy, he's probably not even betting a straight. He's probably not betting a jack. He's probably checking and hoping that you do not have a spade. I think he's only betting this with a flush. I really do. I could be wrong. A jack. Oh, holy cow. Straight flush or royal flush, whatever. Good for him. He got max value out of a royal flush. This is a good hand, definitely, to talk about too in the video. Let's look at one more. Let's go on the button here. Oh, that's quads. Let's just check out this hand. This is one of your winning hands. King 10, 35. Okay, yeah, full pot size bet. That's fine. I'm good with that. And a call right there. You flop top pair, top kicker. Good. He checks. You see a bet. I'm down. Call. Trips. You're happy. Super happy. Maybe worried about a potential flush or a straight draw coming in on the river. So you bet. Good. 3/4 pot? No, 2/3 pot. Okay, cool. 138. Good. And then you hit the quads. How awesome. Check. You bet. And he shoves. Well, he can't have a king. You have it, obviously. What can he have that he called with pre-flop? Maybe he doesn't like to 3-bet that much. So maybe he has queens, jacks, or tens, and he figures that's better than a 9. So the board, maybe he puts you on kings full of 9s, and then he has queens, jacks, or tens to make this triple barrel right here. Aces. Did he 3-bet you? Did I miss that? No, he just called. How interesting. He just called with aces. Wow, that's definitely a note that you want to make on this player. Small blind, cold calling with pocket aces versus a pot size bet. Most of the time, look, he's a tight aggressive player. He's going to be coming in for a raise most of the time right here. Top pair, so he's slow playing you right here. He figures he has the best hand. He's getting value out of you. All of a sudden, the king hits. He doesn't have the king. He worries that you have a hand like you have right here. You just hit trips. So he checks and then calls, of course. Now, he figures he's only losing, which is true. He's only losing to a king here. So maybe he thinks that you raised preflop and then barreled with pocket queens, jacks, or tens, and his aces beat you. So I don't really fault his play. It is less than half pot. You made a smaller bet. Actually, I do fault his play. I would prefer just a call here from him. I don't think it's worthy of a raise. The way you've played it, you have every king in your range. Every single one. And you bet smaller on the river. You had bet bigger on the turn. You bet smaller on the river in order to get some good value out of him. Yeah, I would have just called if I were him. I wouldn't risk the fact that you have... I don't like the fact that he slow played flop and turn. I'm sorry, pre-flop and flop. But whatever. Yeah. Interesting. So you got max value out of your quads. That's nice, man. Just like that other guy got max value out of you with his royal. So let's find one more hand here. Ace Jack, that's a pretty wet board. We can... Oh, and you only have third pair. You should have probably found a fold here. Let's take a look. Raising a call. Okay, 87-0. So this is great. You've effectively isolated a big blind player, which is... or a weak big blind player, which is what you always want. 75 cents. He has 278 behind. About almost 4 SPR. Okay, decent size. You're just hoping he folds, I bet. See, this is interesting. Are you value betting here? He doesn't like to fold. You only have second pair. So I bet you're kind of value betting. I bet you think he can call with weaker jacks, weaker under pairs like 6, 7s, and 8s, and even maybe a 4 he'll call one street. So I understand the bet here. I'm good with it. The queen hits, completes some draws, makes the board wetter. He doesn't like to fold the flop, doesn't like to fold the turn. I'm probably checking behind here with third pair. Yeah, you only have third pair and a gut shot. And that was less than half pot. What'd you bet on the flop? So bigger than half pot here. I know on this queen you want him to fold. You're not betting for value. If you want him to fold, making it now smaller than half pot when it was greater than half pot before doesn't work. Right? So this is definitely a mistake in your double barreling. If you want him to fold, you got to go at least at that same percentage. You could have dropped your flop bet to like 40% and then raised it to 2/3, like 66% on the turn. That's a different line that you could take here. He just calls. 4 to the straight, 3 to the flush. 2 pairs beat you. A pair of kings beat you. King 3 offsuit beat you from this loose passive player, But he bets and he goes all in. So an all-in bet on the river from a loose passive player. At a minimum, he has a 10, but he probably has a flush here. So I'm not calling. I'm just folding and saving this 14 big blinds here. Ace 10, and he has a straight right there, ace 10. Yep. Interesting. Yeah, this is another good hand. So I've got 3 good hands. Oh, 3 good hands that I can talk about in the video. All righty. So I think we're good here. Oh, now you said it, made a comment. Do you think he would do this with a jack? I'm sorry, now you said I apologize. I don't know when you asked that, so I don't know. I don't remember which hand that was. Was it this hand? Which hand did I tag? This one? Can he do this with a jack? Just call on the bet on this river? Oh, this is probably what you were talking about. Well, even if you can do it with the jack, whether it's a straight or a flush, either way, your trips are beat, you know? So I think he's only doing this with a flush. But no, he only bets 14%. No, he's checking behind his jack and he's hoping he wins. Yeah, he is not shoving his jack right here. I don't think so. He only bets 14% of the time. So thank you for the question. Now you said it. Sorry it took me so long to get to that. Yeah, no. All right. Cool. So, I think we're good here. Sticky note. This is where I will review hands when I record the video. Cool beans. Well, for you guys who are watching on Twitch, thank you so much for watching this behind the scenes video. This is how I have gone through. This is video 11. The prior 10, I did this exact same thing. And you can see on this sheet here, I have all the other players who I did all this same. If you watched any other 5-minute coaching videos, you saw all this stuff in those videos. And then so, bam, there it is. That's how I'm doing it. This is what I will do for Wicked MFer. So this video for Wicked MFer, it's getting late right now. I'm going to record it tomorrow morning and then release it tomorrow to the world. And then I'll let Wicked MFer know about it. Alrighty, well, thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate it. And I would also appreciate it if when the video comes out tomorrow on YouTube, the 5-minute coaching video for this one, please just give it a like. I appreciate that. That always helps spread the word. You know what I mean? Alrighty, so until next time, I'll probably come back tomorrow for a little play session at Twitch stream. Peace out.